All right, very much awaited video. Feminine language to be used with the guy to turn him around when you're upset at something. So the first thing you need to understand is, why is there a feminine language? The reason there's a feminine language is you cannot speak to a man on his territory. You cannot speak with the majority of how women are today, because we're career-based and we're athletes. So we are in our masculine energy on the field, but we forget to leave our balls at the court or at the office, and we take it home to our guy. Last we checked was a masculine energy, and it gets it to collide. So it forces him to be in his passive feminine energy. Not good for you. Lazy planning, lacking initiative, have to ask him for everything, inspired at fuck all, you doing extra work, you having more responsibilities, etc., etc. Thereby, here's a mistake most girls, something upsets them, and either they go with the root of the fine, but what the fuck does a single syllable word like fine even mean? What does that stand for? Fucked up, insecure, nervous, and emotional. Yeah, stop using that word. That's bull. Because they're not in their feminine energy. So they don't feel comfortable about saying their feelings. They don't even deserve that they have a right to that feeling. So they're in inner conflict. But to a guy who's logical, when you say fine, he'll go, okay, don't need to do anything. They're not going to dig deeper and deeper. Men are very direct animals. You need to be direct with them. But we need to have a feminine language, because when you do not use a feminine language, I'm going to tell you in a second, you're going to use words like, you, blah, 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 blah. That's blame. I, blah, 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 blah. You did this and blah, blah. When you blame a guy, or when you say, I want you to change this and this and this, I want is logic. It's a logic terrain language. You is a blame. Thereby, if you blame him and he ends up complying, then you win the argument, but you lose the man. You no longer look up to him, because now he's like a little boy listening to mama, because like, you shouldn't have done that. You don't do that. And I blame. That's not the way to go. Let me show you the way to go. This is going to be tough for some of you, because honestly, to feel comfortable doing this, it needs to be an inside shift. And feminine energy can't be rested on pain. That foundation has sinkholes. So should you want to look into your spiritual insights as to what went on in your past life that is making the fuck ups in this lifetime, we don't go into grudgingly pain, but I give you the insight. So there's a spotlight on it, and it drops the fuck off you, because you see it. You see what you do, that you don't like what you do, but you don't know why you're automatically pulled to doing what you do. That's what I give you, should you choose to. For now, you can still practice and just do this, even though it's not going to feel comfortable for you, because you're in masculine energy overdrive. But next time your guy does something that is the slightest bit off, you can practice with other guys as well. But it's best to practice with your guy, or a potential guy. You must not blow it off so that they don't then blow you off, because what you do to yourself is done to you. But say in these words only, I feel, I don't like, I'm uncomfortable. So when you say, I feel like the way you just said what you said just deflated me, and I'm so uncomfortable in that feeling. And because you didn't say, you did this to me. And see, when you do this, you did this to me, you're in a victim stance. So you're calling to be more punished. So now you're in Empress stance, and you're saying, I didn't feel good when you did that. Or I feel really uncomfortable when I hear you say that. I'm not sure quite the reasons. Maybe I'm picking up an energy. Maybe it's a past thing of mine. I don't know, but I'm not comfortable with that word. I don't like when you do this. I feel uncomfortable with this. And then be quiet. A masculine man will dive in, and he will resolve the issue, because it will compute in his head, since it's not a threat in his logic. Because, you know, if you give a demand in your logic to his by saying, I want, you need to change this, I want, then he's going to look and go, well, I want. It's a competition. But if you speak from your feelings, I feel like da-da-da-da-da. Do you see how that's not threatening? I don't like when that happened, da-da-da. It's almost like a spoiled little girl. But that's what an Empress energy is. She's a woman that always gets what she wants. So if you're with a femme guy, catch my other vid, he will challenge that feeling and say why you're feeling what you're feeling. That's mental and retarded. This is my feeling. I don't need to produce data out of my brain and fire it out of my ass and hand it over to you. This makes me feel uneasy when you do this and this. I'm not comfortable when you do this and this and this. I don't like when you say this. I don't like when you do this. I feel really uneasy when you do all this. And then let the masculine take it in, change his ways, and for the next couple days, withdraw your energy so he chokes a little bit, feels your absence, and everything will turn around.